Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namine Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktavrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktavrinda Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, 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 Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Haribol. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namini Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Haribol Namaste.
Haribol Namaste.
Good morning, everyone. Let's continue the study programs that will enhance, will strengthen, will guide us towards achieving bhakti, devotional loving service to the Supreme Person. If we look around in this world, and also especially here in the Philippines, being a third world country, parents go and leave this country to work in another country to earn a living to support their families. So, someone who goes out, just like a parent here in Madana Mohana Academy, the father, when he left his loved ones, the mother's pregnant, a baby is soon to come, but he's called to work outside of the country. And it's heart-aching experience to be parted, to be leaving those whom I love so much. But he thinks of what's best for them. And in this case, he has to go, be away from them, and go to a place that's like, in a way, it's so hot. There's no trees. It's a desert place. And he works there, away from his loved ones. And the mother also feels in her heart that the person whom he loves so much, his better half, is far, far away working. And when the baby comes, the baby was not able to have this experience. These experiences of being cuddled by the father. He had not seen he had not seen his father. But when he sees his mother looking far, far away, the thoughts, the mind, he's wondering, whom is my mother thinking? I see tears in her eyes. And then there's this messenger, ting, 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 ting. In the Philippines, there's a lot of messenger companies. And there's a package for you. Then the child says, wow, where did it came from? You know? And the mother said, it came from your father. But I have not, the young child, my father, yeah, he's very far. And he is the one sending this package. But the child have not seen his father. So we can see in this world that love, that sacrifice that a person undergoes to protect, to give happiness to their loved ones. So it's just an example of what love is. And when a mother who loves a child so much, when the child is in danger, he falls in the river, he is not considering about her welfare. Immediately she jumps in the river, saves the child. There's no more, there's no apprehension There's no thinking, what if? There's no more like that. It's spontaneous. Goes out. Say. So these are examples of individuals in this world whose happiness is that love, that friendship, that relationship. But the sad thing, it comes to an end because it's related to the body. When the soul leaves the body, the spirit soul leaves the body of the child, the wife, the husband, something happens, he passed away in that foreign country. That relationship stops because it's based upon the body. But even in relationship, you can see how they have this chivalry in their hearts, that when the husband goes away, the wife does not look for another husband. And the husband, when he's dead, he doesn't look for another wife, but rather, just by thinking of the welfare, his love being expressed through the work he does, the sacrifice he does, it gives him happiness. It gives him a certain flavor of happiness. But it ends when the body is gone. That relationship stops. So there is a science that is connected with what is eternal, our true nature. The living entity us, we are inseparable from love. It's inherent from us. Just like water is wet, fire, no, there's heat in fire. You cannot separate it. So we look around, we're brought up in this world, we see relationship, but it comes to an end. And at the end, it gives us so much pain. We diminish pain. And in that, the problem with this remembrance of meditation upon this world, upon this material relationship, gives us so much pain that in the process, you can see the result of those whose loved ones are gone, who have directed their love upon this temporary world and temporary forms to experience this love that is eternal, being directed upon this temporary material world. But there is a way out of this when that love that is inherent in us is experienced under the guidance of God. That when our love is directed upon the transcendental world of love of God, and that entails personalities, a connection with a person. It is exemplified by the devotees, the loving servant of God, and by the Supreme Person Himself. He shows that this love, when we find it, we're connected with it, then we will be transcending this miserable world, because we will enter a world that is transcendental from the pain and suffering of this material world. How is that? It is a relationship that is transcendental and eternal. When Lord Krishna was here 5,000 years ago, in this planet Earth, He showed these pastimes to invite us to enter that world. And in playing the role of an ordinary child. He went to the school of a spiritual master, the Gurukula. And during that time, his spiritual master is Sandipani Muni. And together with Sudama, Brahmana, at a younger age, about 5 to 6, they stayed with their Gurudev. But the relationship that they have, and it's still ongoing, it is because of the blessing of their Gurudev. Not only that, it is an exhibit of the eternal relationship that is transcendental, that what we are longing in our heart, that is connected with individuals in this planet that we love. We want to be well-wisher of our wife, our sons, even our pets. And this will give us light, will give us encouragement, will become enthusiastic to be in that world and dimension. So being a student, they are seeing their spiritual master. They are the two friends, Lord Krishna and Sudama Brahmana, were filial, meaning they're devoted. They're very obedient. They want to follow the instruction to please their spiritual master. And at the time, they were gathering firewoods. There was this sudden storm, and they got lost because it's an exhibit of God's affection and love, and also an exhibit to us, to our eyes, of someone who is transcendental, whose wishes, whose prayers will connect us and help us also to connect the person we love, our wife, our children. How can we express and be in that world, in that relationship with someone we love in this world? Because in reality, we do love person, the body that they have. And when it's gone, you just bury it, burn it, throw it for the dogs to eat. But that experience of love with someone, the spirit soul, you long for that. You remember, you reminisce. It's like a deja vu to all the experience. And you want to cling to that. But it can be transcendental when we are guided by the spiritual master. So in this case, Sandipani Muni, together with many disciples, they went out to look for Lord Krishna. And they found them. But the friendship of Lord Krishna and Sudama Brahmana is very encouraging. And not only that, when they graduated from that school, Sandipani Muni, he said, you have everything. You are the perfect student. Because he sees him as a supreme personality of Godhead playing that role. The only blessing I can give you, I give you this blessing that whatever you do, whatever you say, will be evergreen. Meaning, it has life. It will give life. So when we come in contact with the representative of God, that blessings is what we should be longing. We should be praying. When Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Person, was instructed by Ishvara Puri, his spiritual master said, because you are a fool, you're less intelligent, chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Maha Mantra. He did not tell him anything to do, anything else. Just chant the holy names. And being filial, obedient, trusting, loving his spiritual master, he succeeded. Although it's a role, an example, he portrays to us of what a student should be, what a follower should be, an ideal relationship, a transcendental relationship. So in this case, Sandipani Muni bless Lord Krishna. So the glories of the Supreme Person will always be eternal and glorified because it is eternal and transcendental. And through previous studies, we can see how friendship of Lord Krishna with Sudama, that is eternal, undying, gives strength and happiness and security and fulfillment. That when he saw Lord Krishna, he did not ask anything, simply to be in the presence of Lord Krishna. His heart is satisfied. There is nothing more to be gained. I am with the one I love. So my point in discussing this, giving an example of what we experience in this world, there is an ideal eternal world that is eternal, that is association with the Supreme Person and His eternal associates, that the love and devotions that is eternally ongoing, we can enter that world when we come in contact with the devotee of God. I'll read to you here. Lord Krishna's heart passing on. We just pass on what Lord Krishna, what our Gurudev is trying to convey and relate to us. And he tells us, when you take this process, instructed by my dear confidential friend, centered around the chanting of the holy names, you will enter a world that is eternal, that gives so much pleasure to the heart, that the longing you're seeking, the happiness, will be achieved, and that loneliness will be gone. That even this loneliness can be an enticing experience when it is transcendental, when it is connected with God, because now the person who is away from the Supreme Person in the material world, following the instruction of his Gurudev, he carries on thinking, I'm doing this for the person I love. It's an eternal meditation. What is material relationship? Happiness. When the getting gets tough, when the experience gives so much pain and hassle, you ask, why am I doing this? All these trials and tribulation. Is it worth it? Is the price right? The devotee is not like that. When he experienced this austerity and sacrifice, the austerity means the sacrifice, the work. Just like this person, it's a material example I gave, an experience of this world. But the experience is the experience of the soul. But it's cut off when it's related to the body. When he works so hard under the heat of the sun, my friend tells me, when you go out there, not in an air-conditioned environment, it's like 80 centigrade, like fire engulfing you, so hot. He's not thinking of the hardship, but rather the comfort, the love that he is offering to his loved ones who are very far away. So the devotee, the disciple, the practitioner, when he comes in contact with the representative of God, he's given that opportunity. Lord Krishna tells us, engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you'll come to me. So he's revealing his heart, his mind, his intent to us. That's why in the Nectar of Instruction, when we come in contact with his representative, he offers us, we offer something. It's a relationship. He reveals his heart and mind to us. So the disciple also begins to reveal his heart and mind to someone he loves. But that should be guided by this transcendental instruction of love. And we are also being taught to only surrender to God. Only the Supreme Person is the person I should take refuge. And in this case, Lord Krishna tells us, find someone who's my dear friend, a confidential friend, my devotee, who is non-different from me, who is inseparable from me. They're in my heart, and I'm in their heart. They're always thinking of me, and I'm always thinking of them. They're very dear to me. And in this case, our dear Gurudev, who comes through our vision in this world, the disciplic succession coming from Lord Krishna, revealing this love so we can be connected in this world, the world we are always longing, the world that is eternal. And the person we love now, our wife, our child, our husband, because of our love to them based upon this transcendental understanding that their spirit soul, a child of God. And Lord Krishna tells us, because you're very dear, whoever is very dear to you becomes very dear to me. It becomes a family. The person you love becomes very dear to you. So everybody is blessed. It's like the sun. When the sun shines, it shines to everybody. I was, in a way, I was talking to a friend, and he was telling me, I saw someone worshiping Gurudev, and it's a serious matter. I say, why? It should be done in a way that they should know what they're doing. I said, they know what they're doing. Maybe, or there's a possibility of how we perceive that this person and those individuals who are trying to relate to Gurudev, praising them, which Krishna likes, which Krishna is very pleased. Why will we feel apprehensive? Can the cloud cover the sun? Can ignorance cover the sun? No. By the presence of Gurudev, just simply seeing Gurudev, you see Krishna. So what's the problem? What's the worry? So when a person is really making progress in spiritual life, it's not based upon position. It's not based upon material consideration. It's not based upon personality cult. It's based upon this transcendental instruction of Lord Krishna. Search out a bona fide spiritual master. Listen to him, surrender to him, love him, worship him. If you worship him, you love him, then you become very dear to the person who loves this confidential friend. This science is being taught by our Gurudev. And he also gives us advice how we can be deviated from this word of love. It is based upon following someone, listening to someone who is not really in that world. For example, I was brought up in a way before our Gurudev came. It was a personality cult. He is a devotee, he is a representative of God, but we have no foundation. So everybody is confused. But when this confidential friend coming from Parampara came and guided us with his instruction, not through the eyes, but through the ears, he passed on through oral reception the world that is transcendental, that is ongoing, the spiritual, loving, devotional activities that was present 5,000 years ago, 500 years ago, and eternally ongoing, being given by the disciplic succession, the descending method. That should be our guide. The crux, while we are on the crossroad, to be successful, we must be very diligent. We must be very focused. We must be really introspective and be guided by the authorities coming in the line of disciplic succession, not by these external teachings that is based upon bodily identification and material consideration. And not only that, all of us have this desire in our heart to love someone. So the devotee of God, the representative of God who loves us, can direct that love, not interfere, not become a hindrance, but rather he enhances it, he directs it, guide us. One time, I have a friend. She said, you cannot engage a person in devotional service. That's true. But you can encourage, you can assist the lover of God, our spiritual master, carry that load and facilitate those individuals, canvas, help them. It's like a person cannot walk, you assist him to walk, to go to the temple. He cannot see, he's blind. You bring him. He cannot hear. You bring him to the place where he can listen to the transcendental glories of God. But it will be upon him on his own volition, on his own decision, to make a choice. I want this. We cannot walk for them. We do understand that. Why worry? Why put so much emphasis? No, 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 no. You cannot do that. You cannot engage a person in devotional service. The question should be this. Are you really making progress in spiritual life? That you're feeling compassion upon others? That you're willing to make a stand? Just like Lord Krishna, like Sudama Brahmana, to carry on the mission of the spiritual master? Or you're just thinking, my own salvation, my own purity. We become, in this material in this material world, we have become so much muddled. We are in the muck that we don't see. And feeling sanctimonious, holier than others. We try to guide them with our imperfect senses, with our understanding of what is spiritual life. But mind you, there is a guidance, there is a spiritual principle that is eternal. And that is simply passing on the teachings that is descending. But now it's being interpreted with this material conditioning. So the sign that a person is making progress, the disciple who's making progress, his love, his work continues on without being acknowledged, because that love is now connected. The work is connected. He may never see physically his spiritual master. He's very far. Just like our Guru Dev, his spiritual master passed away and left the planet. But he's still, the world of transcendental relationship is there, and he's telling us, guiding us to enter that world. And what is that world? The teachings of Lord Chaitanya. One should chant the holy names of the Lord in a humble state of mind, feeling himself lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respects to others. When a person is out of this drowning ocean, when he experiences this relief, I'm saved, and he sees other people dying there, gasping for air, he feels compassion for them. Are we in that state? Are we? That should be the gauge of our life. So the process of parampara is based upon love for the Supreme Person, compassion, the fruit of love for God. It's not what we imagined before. I am a cowherd boy. I try to ascend to the spiritual world. What is your relationship with Krishna? Are you a gopi? Are you a cowherd boy? Or are you a cow in Brinda? It's all the ascending method of speculation. But now we're very fortunate, because the process that is descending to guide us one-pointedly, to succeed, to taste what we are always anxious. That is our connection with the Supreme Person. And it does not come with feeling, this sanctimonious feeling of I am pure. I will go around and exhibit my purity so they can be purified. Look how me, I'm a great devotee. I'm a confidential friend. And if you want to follow me to achieve what is confidential, then I think you have to, what? What can you give me, It's a perverted way. So when someone comes with the trappings, of spirituality, and there's an ingredient of, if you don't follow, you go to hell. You don't follow, you're an offender. And now, what is being taught is based upon bhakti and mukti, salvationism. It's about self-interest. But don't fear. Have this calm in our heart, because we have our Gurudev, who is the dearmost friend of Lord Krishna, who's coming in that line of disciplic succession, that gives us this eternal confidence that connects our love and our heart, because we will now experience this transcendental experience of devotional service, doing and loving the Supreme Person. So when Lord Krishna tells us, you will come to me, how can you go to God when our love is directed upon the Supreme Person? And when our love is in reciprocation with His dearmost friend. So, the key in His spiritual life is that when we come in contact with the dear friend of Lord Krishna, this, we should value it. It should be our wealth, because they wish us well. I mean, if you look closely, they're always thinking of all the living entities favorably. But those who follows Him, who surrenders, who makes effort, He thinks favorably of them and wish them well. He's the well-wisher. And Krishna, the Supreme Person, sees that. The Supreme Person wants to give everything, whatever the devotee wants. If you study scripture, the lives of the devotees, those who are transcendental personalities, who are in a different world in devotional service, they have this meditation that there's nothing more to be gained except to do what is pleasing to my loved one. They're willing to give everything. Give up everything. They make a stand. They are brave. They're heroic. They be chivalry. I'm gonna do this. And this message of Lord Krishna, that when He tells us, if you are absorbed in me, surely you'll come to me. Not only that, Krishna comes to us in the form of our Gurudev. There was a time during the pastimes of Lord Krishna in Dwarka, Jarasandha, who was defeated many, many times by Lord Krishna, wanted to really suppress, trample, and defeat Lord Krishna. So he's attacking the port of Dwarka. But there's this another demon who heard the glories of Lord Krishna, Kalayabana, together with his army. They came to invade Dwarka. And in this instance, I like to narrate to you the glories and pastimes of Lord Krishna, that He will come. He will protect us through this life example of Mukukunda. There is this person who is a warrior, was asked to help the demigods fight a war against the demons. So he took this role, took this task, and he fought with the demons, with the demigods, against the demons. and years passed by. He was given a long life. And not only that, while fighting, he's so tired. And as time passed by, time is the representative of God. Time and tide waits for no man. Wait for all the foundation, this temporary foundation that we are clinging to, because time will break that up. And this body, the form of our wife, the form of our children, is hooked up with time. So Muktikukunda, all his family members were all gone because he's been fighting for so many years that they're all gone. If he goes home, there's no one there. They're all gone. So he was given this boon to take a rest because he's so tired fighting. But in this boon, the demigods, gave him another boon, that if anyone disturbs him and wakes him untimely, that person will be burned into ashes. So it took so many years, and in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, while Jarasandha is attacking the port of Dwarka, Lord Krishna went out of Dwarka city. And what happened was he wanted to divide the fight between Kalayavana and Jarasandha. Lord Nityananda will protect the port. Surely, he cannot. Who is Jarasandha to defeat the maintainer of the universe? But it's a pastimes. It is their pastimes of enjoyment. So, and also, to assist the devotees, to relate to the devotees. So when Lord Krishna came out of the port of Dwarka, Kalayavana saw him. And he was mesmerized and amazed and surprised how beautiful, how wonderful, how attractive the Supreme Person. But what he cultivated is this envy in his heart. Unlike the cultivation of the residents of Vrindavan, the devotees of God, it is pleasing the Supreme Person, doing His will. His cultivation is his anger and lust in his mind to dominate. So what he did, he's so angry now, looking at Lord Krishna, run after Lord Krishna. But because the Supreme Person has inconceivable potencies, it is stated in the Sri Upanishad and even in Bhagavad Gita, although he does not walk, he walks and does not walk. He runs faster than anybody. He has no legs. He has no legs, but he runs faster, meaning no material legs, but he has these inconceivable potencies. He walks but does not walk. He tries to run after him, but he cannot catch him. So he's angry, shouting invective words to Lord Krishna. You're a coward. Stop. Fight with me. So what happened was Krishna went to this cave. But that cave was the resting place of Muchukukunda. The devotee who for so long, diligently, patiently, meditated and acted in his heart to do what is pleasing to God. So he he's resting in that place. And when Mukukunda was resting, Kalayabana came and he saw, he's thinking there's somebody's lying down. And then in his mind, Krishna's trying to trick me. So he went there and kicked that person. When he kicked that person, you know, in the Philippines, we have this cliche. It's better to play joke with someone who is drunk than someone who just woke bagong gising, or who just woke up. You play a joke with someone who just woke up and push him to wake up. So it's better, they're telling us better to play joke with a drunkard. So in this case, when he kicked Kalayabana, enraged in anger, he woke up and staring to the form of Kalayabana, these glaring eyes are described in scripture that can destroy, burn the universe, burn Kalayabana's body into ashes. So when Lord Krishna saw that, he appeared in the presence of Muchukukunda. And although he has these eyes that burn Kalayabana, when he saw Lord Krishna, he cannot see, because the aura, that glare that comes, this transcendental Brahman effulgence that covers the eyes of the impersonalists, that prevents them to see the face of Lord Krishna, that aura. But because Lord Krishna loves his devotee, and he tells us, engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances to me, worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you'll come to me. Just like this person who goes out to do a task for his loved one, he goes out in sacrifice, everything. And Krishna comes to pick him up, embrace him, bring him back to the world of love. That is the glory of Lord Krishna, the glory of the devotee. So when a person, we see someone who may be ignorant, glorifying the spiritual master, singing, Shri Guru Charana Padma, Kevala Bhakati Sadma, Bandumuy Savadana Mate, crying in tears. Why will we interfere in that person's relationship, in that person's meditation, saying, Guru Puj, worship of the spiritual master is very serious matter. So what we are trying to imply is that how can it be serious? By your guidance? Can the cloud cover the sun? The cloud never comes near the sun. It evaporates. So when a person comes in contact with God, ignorance is gone. Seeing God means seeing with the eye of love. And when Krishna tells us, the Supreme Person tells us, there will be no one dearer to me than someone who's speaking my glories. And the spiritual master is so dear to the spiritual master, to Krishna, to the Parampara. If the spiritual master, this person, can go out and sacrifice his time and energy for his loved one, it is reciprocated by Lord Krishna in this statement, in his relationship with Muchukukunda. To be there, to embrace him, to bring him back because of that relationship. And that relationship is being established when we come in contact with the representative of the Supreme Person, our Gurudev, Jagad Guru Siddhaswarup. Because the science of love for God can be only understood and be delivered by someone who's loving God. So, we should be very, very diligent, patient in achieving this relationship that is inherent in us, because it will be our connection with the Supreme Person and our Gurudev. So there's a secret that is an open secret introduced by Lord Chaitanya. How our love and affection can be strengthened, can be one pointed, be focused, that it becomes our life. That we feel in our heart, there's nothing more to be gained. You can make a stand. You will not be thinking, what about me? What about my salvation? What about my happiness? No more like that. When we cross this ocean of nescience, we are now guided by this light, by this sun. And what is that? It is the warmth of love that I'll make a stand no matter what. We will become like that individual who may be so teeny-weeny, helping, serving Lord Rama, the spider, wherein these giant servants, Hanuman and all the monkeys, making land bridges to Ceylon to fight with Ravana. And this small spider trying to kick small teeny-weeny dust that is irrelevant to these mountain bridges, land bridges that can help the armies of Lord Rama cross and fight with Ravana. He's so teeny-weeny, and Hanuman saw him, almost step upon him, and he said, "Get out of the way." And Lord Rama said, "No, leave him. It is not the quantity, it is the quality. And not only the action, it is the heart's desire to offer one's life fully to the service of God." Some of you may wonder, a lot of people wonder, how come the science, it's free? You give the mantra to control the mind, to experience happiness. How come it's free? What is the price? In reality, the price is your life. Everything that you have. What? Everything that I have? Yes. Because that will be your salvation, freedom from this encumberment of false lordship, freedom from lust, that you're now will be completely under the shelter of God, just like a child under the shelter of the mother. You will not be a child who is lost in this circus, in this mall crying, "Mama!" And the security guard comes and gives you lollipop. "No, I want my mama." It will not be like that. It will be your mother embracing you, giving you this milk. But when you're gone, away from your mama who loves you, you'll be crying there, wah, and everybody's staring at you. Poor little boy. You know? So the point is this, to make the story short. We'll continue more. This science, it's so, what resonates, the more I hear, the more I want. That is the nature of transcendental science. Material experience, when you get it, it's gone. Why? Because it's already chewed. It's a different energy. It's dead. It's dead matter in your life. So this science is completely understood when we follow someone who understands it. Not only understands it, who lives the life of this devotional loving service, who is completely pleasing, who is completely surrendered to the Supreme Person. He's like a touchstone, just like Narada Muni, who comes in contact with him. They begin to want more, to be sheltered. That when they're given instruction by Narada Muni, like what we have discussed, Narada Muni left. But the instruction that don't worry about how to live, don't worry about how you'll survive, just follow this. So when the people found out that he is now a Vaishnava, they come bringing gifts, so much food. And because of the instruction of Narada Muni, he just takes what is needed for their upkeep and distribute this prasadam to everybody. It is an eternal transcendental experience that can be shared only by someone who is in that world. So what we should do as students, as followers, supposedly someone who wants to be with the devotee of God, is simply hear and apply it. Instead of interpreting it, instead, what we should do is simply pass on the sun. We should not bemuddle it with our material consideration, with our own interpretation that is not in connection with transcendence. And not only that, we should not interfere with a person trying to serve the Supreme Person. We may be thinking these people are lost and the only way they can be guided is to be guided by me. I'm a Vaishnava, a great devotee. In purity, they should associate with me and be guided. Why will they follow this process? So, we are guided by the bona fide spiritual master. So now, we only follow God. We are completely sheltered. So that is the benefit, that is the value, transcendental value of surrendering to the spiritual master. Because Krishna will be guiding us always, will be protecting us. And Krishna does not renege on his promise when he says he will protect us. Just like when Mukukunda fought this battle, after years and years, and in this description, years of the demigods, thousands and thousands of years, Krishna comes, embraces him, protects him. How wonderful it is to follow the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master who connects us with this transcendental world of devotional service which we are always longing. He gives us a process to enthuse us to motivate us. And that is the shelter, the guide. It's based upon Harinama, the chanting of the holy names, and the humbleness in our heart that we're feeling, I'm not qualified. For so long, I've left the world of love. I'm a selfish person, muddling in this muck with the maggots, trying to squeeze happiness where there's none. I become a person trying to gather milk from a male goat, trying to suck from his tethers, which has no milk. And the spiritual master tells us, hey, there's no milk there. There's no happiness there. But to come to that point, one must be in a state of humbleness. And that should be our prayer. To be feeling, to be situated in that situation. Because we have become arrogant. We have been playing Lord for so long. We have done so many things that has covered this gentle heart we have. It became so hard. We are very critical, seeing the faults of others. But we can succeed to enter that world by the process that will purify the mind of all this misgiving, this contamination of lust that for so long has been burning us, the load that we carry, the anger that has made our heart cringe, our heart give us pain. It can be eradicated when the mind becomes our friend. Everything that is here, what we see, that has engulfed us, can be seen now as a tool to be connected with God. Our mind, when it's purified through the hearing and chanting, to the purificatory process of hearing the pastimes and abiding, very filial, following, very obedient to please the devotee of God who wish us well, then the mind becomes our friend. The desire now in the mind, which previously the desire to dominate material nature, to play Lord, to trample, to suck in, to eat this world, to be in this abyss, which has blinded us. We have become fools. Now, the mind is our friend. The desire in the mind becomes very sweet. It is the desire to do the will of someone we love, to do what is pleasing to him. It is a meditation that is transcendental. And that world is the world our Gurudev would want us, being marginal, being although superior than matter. We have this choice. Now we must make this right choice to become free, to taste what Lord Chaitanya is longing to taste and is tasting on and on. The ongoing process of doing and willing and remembering the loving reciprocation and the service of the devotees of God. That should be the world we should be in. So, if we're not comfortable, sometimes in association of devotees, someone will give us instruction. But if we're not comfortable, no problem. Because we have our Gurudev, whom we can inquire, who can guide us. So the reason we associate with devotees, is to hear the pastimes, the glories of Lord Krishna. Just like topics we will be discussing in our future study program. I've been talking for so long, and hopefully bear with me. All I can say is the conclusion of Lord Krishna. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances. Obeisances. To be very obedient, to bow down. Let's discuss this more, because if we continue, we'll be talking and talking for long. Let's discuss this on another day. And worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you'll come to me. So in a nutshell, Lord Krishna is telling us, saints are in my heart. I'm always in their heart. I'm always thinking of them, and they're always thinking of me. They're very dear to me, and I'm very dear to them. So that we enter that word. Haribol, namaste. Namaham Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Itinan. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Brindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Itinan. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa Itinan. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Brindam. Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. 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 Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, 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 Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. 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 Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Shila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Ananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Haribol